So we'll just go over a few basics of how to insert any type of title that you'd like into your video. For now, we'll just do kind of an opening title. What we're going to do is we're going to make a new item here. So we're going to click, and I want you to choose title. Now it's going to ask you what the name is going to be. You could just call it title 1, and you'll notice that it actually automatically matches up to the proper size of your sequence. So we'll just call it title 1, click OK. And we're going to get our title dialog box here. So pretty straightforward. It looks a lot like a Photoshop document might. I'm going to take my type tool here, and I'll just type A, and then maybe I'll type Gator Nation Production. And you can see that this font's kind of terrible right now. It actually just by default chooses the very first font alphabetically in your list. So I'll just scroll through, find something a little nicer, and maybe just a simple Arial rounded here. And I can now move that around however I want. I can choose the type tool again, and I can select it, and I can do a few things. I could increase the size of it. Okay, I can adjust how spread out they are. I can use my centering here, and if I want to get it perfectly in the center of the screen, this button here will align it vertically, and this button here is going to align it horizontally. And I mean, there's lots of other settings here you can add. You can add some leading into it, and what that'll do is just kind of spread it out that way. It really depends on what you want. Maybe I'll select the Gator Nation part, increase just that size a little bit, and just recenter it. Do a few other things where you can adjust the fill color. Okay, so I could take the fill, and instead of it being a solid, or instead of it being white, I could just say I want it to be red. Or I'll take it back to white here. I could change it to a linear gradient, and in this case it just will blend from one color to another color. And so I'll change it from, I don't know, white to red, and you see you get that kind of gradient fill there, kind of cool. And all these things can be really customized to whatever you want. I'm going to leave it at a solid there. You can add strokes, which are just outlines that go around it. So, you know, I could add an outer stroke here, and I could make it maybe a yellowy color there. And you can see it kind of shows up. Again, it's just playing around with all the different options. I could add a shadow onto it, which you don't see on a black background, but you would on anything else. Could actually fill the background with something. Anyway, you get lots of options in there. Make it small caps, kind of like that. So let's say I'm really happy with this. I'm actually going to turn that outer stroke off. I don't really like it that much. There we go. Once I've got it, what most people want to do is kind of go to File, Save. Well, there's nothing that does that, right? By typing in there, you've already made the item. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close it out. And in my project assets here, I've got title 1 right there. So now I can just drag it into my video 1, and there it is. Okay, I could do a second title where maybe I want to put someone's name. So in this one, I'll call it title 2, or I could even call it name. And maybe I'm doing a video where I want to put somebody's name on it, and so I want to kind of show a lower thirds, it's called. Right now, it looks like Gator Nation is up there already, but it's actually not. That's just the background. So I can actually go back over here and just move it so it's no longer showing that clip. So this is just what it's going to look like on whatever clip it's showing. So what I might do for this is I'm going to write, I'm going to draw a box actually, and let's do a nice simple box like that. And it has the same options as the text, so maybe I'll make a linear gradient, and I'll do a real subtle one. It'll go from white to kind of a lighter gray, something like that. I don't know, I could add a shadow. No, I'm not going to do a shadow. Then I could take text, and I'm going to type Wally Gator. And again, I'll pick a font that I like here. Maybe we'll do this one right here. Go to my fill and just keep that as a solid. And because it's going to go on this light color, I'll probably make the color black. Let's go over there and move it on there. So in addition to just actually putting type on it, you can put shapes. So, you know, you've got your circle, your square, your lines, triangles. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. That's where you're getting, I don't know, maybe a little fancier, but right there I've got a nice little name placement. So I'm going to close this, and if I were to drag name in somewhere, I've got that. And if I had an actual video or even a still image that I would want behind it, I would put this clip right here, the name one, up onto video 2, and down here I'd put the actual video that I want behind it. So that's about it. Titles are very straightforward. You can use them a lot, and I'll do a separate one for how you can do scrolling titles at the end of a movie.